Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the latest edition of Across the Cavs on February 13th, 2025. All Star 2025 will begin just tomorrow. We're fresh off the Cavs, picking up yet another win, a big one by 20 plus over the Toronto Raptors. They've got the best record they've ever had going into All Star break, now at 44-10. They just keep winning. They're playing at a high level, and you love to see it. We're going to have 3 Cavs participating this year in All-Star Weekend. You'll have 3 players in the All-Star game, 2 in the Skills Challenge, 1 in the three-point shootout. Will not have any in the Rising Stars affair, whereas Amani Bates had represented Cleveland last year for Team G League. Of course, all new team names, new style this year. So we're going to run through the candidates for every event. And at the end of doing that, we're going to pick the team to win and then move on right along down the line and wrap it up with a prediction for the All-Star game, which will also feature one of the 4 Rising Stars teams as the third squad. So, without further ado, here we go. We are not including the celebrity game in this preview show, so no celebrity game to the fans of the celeb game. Sorry, but don't know what to tell you on that one. We are going to begin. Well, actually, there used to be a great game once upon a time. Of course, things have changed a bit. The old classics, Tony Potts. Terrell Owens is actually coming back this year to play in the game, so we're going to get more TO. But Chef Tony Potts, Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan. He was the man. That man could play basketball. Woo! When Justin Bieber was a teenager out there getting buckets with his slim frame. We're going right to Rising Stars, which will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday. We start with Team Chris. That's Chris Mullen. He drafted Stephon Castle of the Spurs, Ryan Dunn of the Suns, who replaces Jared McCain. 7-4 Zach Edey, Keontae George, Trace Jackson Davis. Dalton Connect, once again a Los Angeles Laker, played last night. And Jalen Wells, the impressive rookie from the Memphis Grizzlies. You got Mitch Richmond. Team Mitch. Tumani Kamara, who is in for Brandon Miller. Bob Carrington. Bilal Coulibaly of the Wizards. Scoot Henderson is out, so Julian Strawther is in. Amen Thompson of the Rockets. And Asar Thompson of the Pistons. So I actually was unaware of this. But Wembanyama is not playing in the Rising Stars game because Wembanyama is actually available in both All-Star and Rising Stars, and you can't do both because if Team Mitch wins, then Wembanyama would not get to be in the All-Star game because technically speaking, he would be representing Team Mitch. So how about that? Little loophole is what brought the Thompson twins together for Mitch Richmond. You got Team Tim, Anthony Black of the Magic, who is in for Derek Lively II. He joins his teammate Tristan De Silva. Grady Dick of the Raptors. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Miami Heat. Zachary Risache, number 1 pick Atlanta Hawks, also playing with number 2 pick Alex Sarr of the Wizards. And Brandon Pajemski replaces the injured Kaysen Wallace. And then you got Team Jeremy. Jay Lynn is going to be coaching in this game. He did begin his career with the Warriors. J.D. Davison of the Maine Celtics. The Dunk King, Mac McClung of the Osceola Magic. Bryce McGowans of the Rip City Remix. Leonard Miller plays for Minnesota with the Iowa Wolves. Dink Pate of the Mexico City Capitanes. Reed Shepard, who has been unbelievable in the G League. And Pat Spencer, the one-time lacrosse star, playing with the Warriors and having himself a G League season to remember. Even had some nice games in the NBA. All right, so here's the decision. We got to pick a team to win this event. And just taking a look on paper, Team Mitch really could have benefited from Scoot Henderson. He could have probably brought a lot to the table. And they're going to have 2 Washington Wizards on the team, and Bob Carrington and Coulibaly. Team Tim has the top 2 picks in the draft. But I'm going to go with Team Chris. Love what Keontae George brings. 7'4" Zach Edey. Can't really be stopped in this format with Wemby not there. Just go to him inside. These are all young guys. He can take anybody. Pair him with TJD up front. You'll get every rebound. Just kick it to the perimeter. Watch Castle, Dunn, Connect, Wells, and George. Just let it fly. I'm going Team Chris, Rising Stars champs in 2025. And all these guys will now jump into the All-Star game. So sorry to the Thompson twins, who will certainly wreak havoc on the floor with Yves Missi and Bilal Coulibaly, Toumani Camara. That's an all-defensive bunch. But I'm confident in Team Chris to get the job done. Takes us to Saturday evening. It starts off with the Skills Challenge, which has gone from a trio format back to a duo format. And, well, it's a very interesting one, to say the least. So, Team Cavs, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, both All-Stars. Could have called that Team All-Star, honestly. Team Rooks are here again. It's the top 2 picks this year, Zachary Risacher and Alex Sarr. You've got Team Spurs, Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama, as Kevin Harlan might say. And Team Warriors. This might be the most random all-star duo for an event I think we've ever seen. It is in San Francisco. We understand they wanted to bring the Warriors in, but Draymond Green and Moses Moody. Buddy Hield will be in the three-point shootout. Steph will be in the All-Star game. Trace Jackson Davis and Brandon Podziemski will be playing Friday night. So they're not without representation. But interesting that they bring Moses Moody here. And I guess you don't want Steph doing every event. Remember when Dame did all 4 Saturday night events? Skills Challenge, Rising Stars, Dunk. And then I think that was back when we had higher shooting stars, where you have NBA legend, a WNBA from the city, and an NBA or NBA legend, NBA current, and then a WNBA player who has ties to the city if they didn't have one from there. I do miss Higher Shooting Stars. That Shooting Stars event sponsored by Higher. Yes, H-A-I-E-R. That was a great event. Do miss Horse. Gotten a taste of Unrivaled and what a one-on-one contest can look like. The first couple rounds are very exciting, but it did show that smalls can get cooked by bigs. In the modern NBA, that's not generally the case anymore, other than in the low post. It certainly shows what it can be. Will we ever get it? Who knows? So, not exactly sure what the events are going to be in the Skills Challenge or how it might be changing from years past. So, my biased answer is let's go Donovan Mitchell, who's clearly the most talented offensive player here, with Wembanyama behind him, and Evan Mobley. They can do it all. They're both quick. Risacher and Sarr have both shown to have some shot-making limitations this year. Chris Paul's 40. I'm not sure how important speed is here. He's still fast enough, but got to think about his age. Draymond Green, if we're talking about age, he's only 34. Oh. Draymond Green's only 34 years of age. Okay. I felt like he's a lot older. Well, all right. Moses Moody's a solid role player, but maybe they'll win. Paul and Wemby will certainly be fun to watch, but I'm going Team Cavs all the way in this Skills Challenge. So far, to recap, we've got Team Chris winning the Rising Stars tourney. We got Team Cavs in the Skills Challenge. Takes us over to the three-point shootout. And we've got Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Cam Johnson. Who would have thought he'd be representing the Nets? But he's still there. Damian Lillard and Norman Powell. Norman Powell, really, really, really big breakout season. This has been sensational for him. If you look at his career stats, he's had some very good years. When he came to the Clippers in 21-22, when he was actually healthy, he was great, averaging 21. Before he got traded to Portland in 2021, he was averaging 20 a game for the Raptors. Surprised he didn't get the All-Star nod for the Clippers, but they do have James Harden in the big game. He's having a career year in every statistical category except three-point percentage, which was at 44 last season. He's proven to be a fantastic shooter. Norman Powell, originally born in San Diego. He's back in Cali playing for the Clippers. Of course, Cam Johnson has been doing great things with the Nets when he's been on the floor healthy. Dame Dollar back to form with the Bucks. The Buddy Hield cycle has continued. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. But shooting the three ball this year, Buddy Hield, actually he's only 37%. And he's been under 40 in back-to-back years, but maybe it's the volume of attempts that gets him into the game. Buddy has made 139 out of 379. Not his best. He's had some fantastic years shooting a three. He's had 5 different seasons making at least 200 threes, last season included, split between the Kings and the Sixers. But he's in the contest, and we know that he can still get hot. Tyler Hero is going to be an all-star, and he's in this event. What a nice resurgence for him. Cade Cunningham, fully healthy, has the Pistons in playoff position. You got Jalen Brunson. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. Even though he only went 1 for 8 from 3 last night against the Raptors, he's shooting 43% from deep on the season. That's a career high. He is Darius Garland, and he is absolutely my pick to win the three-point shootout. He's having a sensational year in terms of efficiency, very close to 50, 40, 90. Before that game where he'd only hit 1 3, he hit at least 3 threes in 7 of his previous 8. He gets hot from deep. He just lets it fly. His efficiency is there, and he doesn't need a lot of time. So I'm confident as a Cavs fan and just as a Hoops fan that Jalen Brunson can win. My non-Cleveland pick would be Cam Johnson. I think he can certainly let it go. So to recap, we got 3 events in the rear view now. We got Team Chris and Rising Stars, Team Cavs in skills, and Darius Garland in the three-point shootout. That takes us to the dunk contest, the 2025 NBA dunk contest. Probably, with all due respect to these guys, the least hyped list we've ever had. Matas Buzelis, Bulls rookie. Stephon Castle, Spurs rookie. Andre Jackson, second-year man with the Bucks. And Mac McClung, who's won 2 contests in a row. It's just 3 guards and a forward. They can all jump. Maybe it'll be good, but if you're headlining an event, you want the fans to know who the guys are in advance, and there's probably a lot of NBA fans that may not know some of these guys because they haven't had big impacts. Andre Jackson, the starter on the Bucks, doesn't play that much, and he may not have been seen by the big markets. Mac McClung, people know him from the last 2 contests. You can get that. Matas Buzelis, the Bulls are in purgatory. They're not known to the common fan. Obviously, Stephon Castle was a big prospect coming out of UConn and has played well for the Spurs. But these aren't players you expect to just wow you with every dunk across the board. With that said, I'm going to take Andre Jackson Jr. I've seen that bounce. I think he can challenge Mac McClung, and I think he'll take Mac away from the three-peat. I don't think we're going to get a Mac McClung dunk contest three-peat. We're going AJJ in the dunk contests on Saturday. So Andre Jackson Jr., Darius Garland, Team Cavs, and Team Chris. And finally, the headline event, Sunday night's All-Star festivities. We start with Team Shaq, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, LeBron's old teammate from Cleveland, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, James Harden, and Jaylen Brown. Our Team Shaq. They're going to play against the winner of the Rising Stars game, which in this case would be Team Chris, which in that game will be coached by Candace Parker. They call this Shaq's OGs, LeBron and Steph, KD, James Harden, some old heads, Kyrie, Dame, JB. Got Team Chuck, call that the international bunch. Nikola Jokic, yeah, they got 5 international players here. They would have had 6, but Giannis will not be available for the game. Nikola Jokic, Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Jokic and Shai, the 2 MVP candidate favorites. Victor Wembanyama, Pascal Siakam, the surprise all-star. Alperen Şengün, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Spider, Donovan Mitchell. So you got the Skims guys, Donovan Mitchell and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, our teammates, along with Jokic and Shai, the MVP favorites. You got the Alien Wemby. You got the Jared Allen guy, Alperen Şengün, Siakam, Cat. It's a good team. A lot of size here. Even more if you add Giannis. Team Chuck will play against Team Kenny. They call them the Young Guns. I mean, youngest group by far. Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. Cade Cunningham, and Tyler Hero. So you got 2 Cavs on this team. It's going to be a hard matchup for these guys to take down what you're going to deal with on Team Chuck, the super team. A Jokic, Wemby front court. Oh, my God. That's terrifying. That's complete and utterly terrifying to think about. Then you're kicking it out to Donovan. So, yeah. Darius, Evan, sorry, you're going down to Donovan and co. And I think Team Chuck will take down the Rising Stars. Or sorry, Team Shaq will take down Team Rising Stars. And then in what'll be a sensational battle, we'll take Team Chuck over Team Shaq. So that'll do it. Those are all the picks for this season. Recap for you. Rising Stars, Team Chris. That is Team Chris, Castle, Dunn, Edie, George, Jackson Davis, Connectwell. They got Team Chris winning there. Skills Challenge, Team Cavs, 3-point shootout. We got Team Garland. We got Team Shaq. We got Team Chuck to bring home Rising Stars. Team Chuck to bring home All-Star. My goodness, so many events. Team Chuck to bring home the All-Star. Darius Garland in the 3-point shootout. Team Cavs in the Skills Challenge. Andre Jackson in the dunk contest. And Team Chris winning the spot into All-Star Sunday. That's it. We're going to have a whole lot of Cavs playing in All-Star Weekend. So make sure to watch and support. They're going to be letting them know all weekend long. Just like Dellavedova in the picture behind me was letting Pablo Prigioni know he ain't stopping Cleveland. Zach Weiss, across the Cavs, Network 216. These are the All-Star picks. Make yours. Let's go.